Hello, everybody. What's up? Welcome back to the Roomies Digest. My name's Christine. I'm going to be hosting your Fantaseries Sprints tonight. Rachel is going to be joining me in a little bit. She's grabbing some food and she'll be on the live with me. And Jess and Nicole Lee have, they have a couple of other things to do tonight, so they won't be joining us, but that's okay. Is this what it's like when people sprint alone? I'm feeling a little separation anxiety from Monique right now. How are you guys? And who has finished We Hunt the Flame? I feel like you definitely have. I know that you finished it and you did not like it. I think it was a 3.5, 3.5. But hello, welcome. Glad you're here. It's so weird to see my big face up on the big screen, but don't worry. Rachel is going to be here in just a second. She actually just texted me saying I'm here. So she'll pop in a sec. How's it going, guys? Hello. Nice to see you. What are you guys reading? Are you guys reading We Hunt the Flame, or did you guys already finish? Let me know. Okay. Hello, Sammy. How's it going? I hope you've had a good week. We're here for you. Thank you. Yes. I do okay by myself most times, but sometimes I do need a little extra support. So thank you for being here. Hey, John, how's it going? I finished. I have a lot of pros and cons. I know. Okay. Wait.
Hello.
There she is.
Hi.
Miss America.
Sorry
Hello.
I'm so late. I literally checked the GPS and it was like, you will arrive at 9:30. I was like, good. Great.
Okay. No. I just make an executive decision. I'm like, I'm just going to start and she'll come.
The way I grabbed my sushi in one hand and I was sprinting into the house like, run, we gotta go.
Get out of my way.
I know. I was like, I'm going to leave an hour early. I have time, go to the sushi place.
I know. When you said that, I was like, you have time. It's an hour.
I know. I was like, I'm running. Oh my God.
It's okay.
I'm here. I promise. Thank God.
Yeah, we were just kind of discussing who's read it and who hasn't read it yet. Lots of pros and cons, apparently, which sounds like the perfect 3-star rating to me.
Well, it makes it really interesting because the whole point of the Fantaseries book club is kind of to read not controversial in content, but just like
right.
Some people love it, some people hate it. Like
polarizing.
Who knows? Yeah, exactly. Very polarizing books. So yeah, I mean, This one's definitely been on my list for a while. I feel like this was going around roughly between like the summerish of like last year, I think. Yeah. It was like a lot of people were talking about it. So it's definitely something that's been on my list for a while. But I knew some people did not love it, and other people were like, 5 stars, it's the best. So
I know. I can't wait, guys. Okay, true story time. Not even story time, but I haven't even started it yet. This is story
time. There's no story. I haven't done anything.
Yeah, there's no story. It's literally just I'm starting it tonight. So I thought that it would be kind of fun to start on our
sprints.
Yeah. But I know you're like pretty far into it.
So I was listening to it a little bit in my mad dash. So I think I'm 60% of the way through now.
Oh, that's good.
So
killing it.
That's good. I do feel like it was very slow for people to even meet. Because I messaged you where I was like, I'm 40% through, and they just met. And that was like 5.5 hours or something. I think I told you.
Yeah.
So this is a 14.75 hour audiobook. Of course I know that. It's 14 3/4 hours long.
I would say that's a long time, but then after reading like Iron Gold on audio, I'm like,
nothing. But yeah, I mean, also if you have it physically, I think you read pretty fast.
So yeah, I've got my tabs here. I've got my little tabulatures. So we're going to get, I'm so excited. I love tabbing a new fantasy book. Anyway,
I started writing in my little notebook again because I used to take notes for my books and stuff. The last thing I did that for seriously was the Gilded Ones by Namina Forna, which we did for the Tinkerbell Readathon.
Oh, I remember.
March, I think.
Yeah, I think that was in March.
I just remember everyone being like, "Oh, I don't like this," and I was like, I need to have a controversial opinion. Let me write it down. So everything I read, I just wrote, and I fully understood what was happening. I understand why people didn't like it, but at the same time, I was like, this isn't as bad as I thought it was because I understood it now.
Rating that? Did you rate that a 4-star?
No, I think I gave it I gave it 3.5 stars.
Okay, I was like, if you rated that a 4-star, I don't know what this world has come to at this point.
What is anything? I don't know.
What is anything? But yeah, so I was just saying hey to everybody too. Just started it today. Yeah, as you can probably tell, I haven't started it.
You got time.
Gonna finish We Set the Dark
on Fire. Ooh, that one's supposed to be very good too.
How was it going? Yeah, are you enjoying it? Obviously, if you're finishing it, but 63% through the audiobook, 5.5 hours left.
Yeah, that's basically like right where I am right now.
Oh, so you guys are kind of low-key buddy reading, but always here for you. Thank you, Sammy. I love you. Couldn't get my copy in time, unfortunately. Yeah, the library. I say this every time, but y'all know the library is sus. So anyway.
Yeah, I tried to check through my library to get a physical copy so I could understand what was going on, but I ended up just having to bite the bullet and get an ebook so I could actually read
and like have it on time. So I know, I can't word. I really think physically is gonna up my like.
I think that's the way to go for like this book. Like a lot of fantasy series in general, probably like physical in general, but
unless you're just like super intelligent and you can just take it in.
Yeah, big brain.
I'm started. I'm still trying to make it through a zillion other buddy reads I signed up for this month. LOL. Isn't that always the thing?
Isn't that literally every month?
Yeah, like you have so many and everybody waits until the last week.
Oh, like, Mo and I are still supposed to be reading Ruin and Rising, and I didn't start. But honestly, I don't think she did either.
I don't want to spill her tea, but
okay. The real tea is I got my mom into the Grishaverse because we watched Shadow and Bone together, the TV show. So I was like, Mom, you should read the books. So she listened to all of the audiobooks, and she's like, oh, how far are you in Ruin and Rising? And I was like, oh, I didn't start it yet. And she's like, oh, well, I'm on 6 of Crows now. I'm like, Mom, oh my God, you started this like a week ago. I just read the entire thing all the way through. And she's like, oh yeah. I'm like, it's pretty good. I'm moving on to this part now. And I'm like, don't tell me anything.
I was about to say, is she liking it? Does she like the trilogy?
I think she's liking. I mean, she doesn't tell me much about books. It's either like, it was good, or like, oh, I didn't like it. Like, it's very minimal thoughts. Unless she's just like, let me sit you down and tell you the whole plot. Like, that's not what we are right now. But I think she liked it, assuming she continued on with the series. So
I mean, and honestly, 6 of Crows is a whole new beast. So
it's gonna be so different.
It really is. Like, I cannot wait. Because I feel like once I gauge how you like 6 of Crows, then I can better recommend fantasy books to you specifically. So
I'm really excited for that though, because like I actually bought that book, which is like everyone's like, so what, you bought a book? But like I don't buy books that often. That was like, I will purchase this book to figure out.
Your user is literally let me in the library. It's not let me buy another book.
Let me buy another book again. That would have been.
That should be mine, honestly.
That would be a good channel name. Anyway. Whoever's out there who's like, should I start a booktube channel? Take that name. Take that right now.
Let me buy another book. Honestly, it's funny every time I say it. Hello, Melissa. How's it going?
Hi. I'm just starting. You have time. Yes. You have time.
Yes, we really do. I mean, like we say we have time, but then watch us get, into it. And I'm like, oh, I've only read 10 pages in 2 hours. This is not good.
Well, I guess the other thing is like you have time, but I definitely think this is the sort of book that I personally like to take breaks from and read other books in between. Right. Because as we've said before, like it's very slow pacing as far as actual plot content happening. So sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to get bored and DNF a book or in a slump or anything. So a lot of times I'm reading like 12 books at the same time because I just can't decide what do I read and finish.
Okay, yeah.
Which is a me problem, but it's usually like, hey, I'm reading this, and I'm also reading this, and I'm also reading this, and I'm just like, it's all over the place.
Yes.
But I think
there's definitely different things, like how heavy the book is, Some books are really like a contemporary 5-star. I can run through that real quick, but a fantasy 5-star, I still sometimes have to take
a little bit of time, yeah.
Right.
So
it just depends.
I would start it now if you haven't yet for folks out there, and then hopefully you'll be able to finish it by Sunday. But if you have to take a break, we understand.
Yeah, I'm like, you can read it, but I'm like, will you understand?
That's the thing that we have to do.
Right.
Like, we as the hosts
that's
have
why
to
we
have
gotta
real thoughts. We gotta get those notes out.
Yeah.
We can't just be like, I liked it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I gave it a 4. Or like, God bless, I'm like, I gave it a 2. And then they're like, why?
Because
I didn't like it. I'm sure I will, though. I'm sure I'll like it. Listening to the audiobooks I should be able to get through before the end of the month.
Okay,
yes.
perfect.
Hello, Rachel.
Hi.
Absolutely have not started, but I'm determined to finish. Good vibes. Yes. That's the kind of energy we're bringing to this live show. Like,
exactly.
Stephanie, I'm the same as you.
Good vibes.
Yes. Late starter club. I mean, also, like, there is a thing to be said that we read it later so that we could have it fresh in our brain.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem is, like, I always do book clubs where the live show is, like, at the end of the month or the beginning of the following month, which means I end up reading being like, oh, I have to read 5 books now at the same time. Great. Awesome.
And you're like, oh, and also want to, like, engage in the conversation.
Exactly. Like, I'm going to forget.
Yeah, so you already finished it, and now is reading Queen of Shadows. Yes, I know that's a thickie. I hope that you're enjoying it, though. That was one of my favorite ones from Throne of Glass. Had to renew my library loan because I couldn't get it. It's definitely shaping into a solid 3 stars for me. I cannot wait for this discussion, y'all. I can't wait. Ooh.
Just finished Me Free the Stars. Oh, I feel like a lot of people... I don't know if people picked up this series because of the Fantaseries book club or for other reasons, but I did see some friends just, like, randomly start reading, like, We Hunt the Flame and We Free the Stars, like, within the last week, I think, which is why I was kind of like...
Yeah, you're like, is this subliminal?
What are you doing on Sunday?
Right, or are you coming to our show? Tell me now. Yeah, I've heard that We Free the Stars is, like, so much better than We Hunt the Flame. And that's not saying that We Hunt the Flame is crap. But maybe, just maybe, if you guys didn't like the first one, you'll like...
Well, I heard something really big happens at the end of this first book. So maybe it's because of that, and then, like, everything sort of explodes from there.
Right.
And we can continue on. It's sort of like just, like...
this was the prologue, yes.
Exactly. Like, certain movies are like, if there's a second movie, it's sequel syndrome. So people are like, it's not as good as the first one. But sometimes it's like the first thing sets it up. Right. And now we're ready for action. So I'm hoping that's the case because we are reading it next month. But
I know. Me too. And so I write in a notebook.
Yes. It's so helpful. It's so good.
It really is. Like, it keeps everything together, y'all. Because I really read these books and then I'm like, what did I even think?
Yeah, I flipped back through to read my old notes and I was like, oh, I remember what this book is about now. But if you asked me before...
And I'm dying with the laugh when you wrote about was freaking Gilded Ones.
3.5! It was not that bad. Yeah. I just didn't like that little creature thing.
The dismemberment for me. It was the dismemberment for me. I was like,
It was such a difference in tone because they were like, this is a wonderful book. And I was like, that's fine. That means it could be dark. That means it could... Okay, not like that. Okay. Whoa.
Okay.
Oh my God. And, like, the first 5 chapters were just brutal.
It didn't make any sense, but whatever. I think I ended up giving it a 3 and that...
I feel like, yeah, I think almost everybody gave it like a 2 or 3, I think. Oh, wait. Christine, are you there? I personally don't see Christine. I don't know if you folks can see Christine. Oh, it's just me. Okay. Wonderful. Well, I can't click the comments, but I will talk. Oh, God, this is so... What a spotlight. Let me put the lights closer to me. Okay. Hi. I'll just keep talking about comments. Okay. So Angela's going to be reading Ship of Destiny. Going to see if I can finish it for the end of the month, which is a Robin Hobb book, I believe, because I remember Angela saying it's supposed to be really, really good. And, like, it's one of those things where you put it off because it's such a thick book, but it ends up being really good. Maybe a cat says it's good so far. I have about 60 pages left.
Oh.
Okay, thank God you're back. I was literally like,
I'm so sorry. My internet just straight up cut out. I was like, what is happening?
I was like, I can do the rest of the show if you want, but please, this is the beginning.
I'm so sorry. Hey guys, I'm back. Oh my God, that was so embarrassing. I'm so sorry to leave you.
You cut out right when we were like, I gave it a 3.
Yeah, like, yeah. Like, who am I? Anyway, sorry guys. So, hey, I'm back from outer space. Everybody was like, yeah, so you're going to host but not be able to click any of the comments. How do you feel?
It's okay. Thank God.
Yeah, anyway, I don't even know. Gilded Ones. LOL. That's where I'm going with that. Oh, 60 pages left. That's pretty good. You're almost there.
Hi, Casey.
How are you doing? It's my goal to actually not DNF Six of Crows.
Like, I haven't DNF'd it myself, but I have tried to start it like 4 times, but genuinely not looked at the pages each time. Just like, I will read like 4 sentences and be like, I need to check Twitter right now.
Right.
Instead of doing that. Like, it's not good.
No, yeah. I don't know. I didn't find it hard to get into Six of Crows, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I read a lot of fantasy, and so
my problem is I'm a little, to borrow a phrase from you, I'm a little bee sometimes when it comes to reading a physical book, because like if I have it and I'm like, okay, let's read it, I'm always like, but if I could find an audiobook for it, I will spend 3 hours looking for an audiobook for this particular book before I actually just crack the spine and like start reading it, which is crazy. It's like, why don't I just
read it? Well, because with audio, you can do other things while you're doing the audiobook.
Usually I listen while I'm at work. I'm like in a different place right now because this is like where I work normally for like work. But like when I read a physical book, it's the best experience because I'm like so proud of myself. I read a book physically and I'm like, I can see the scenes in my mind while my eyes were looking. I'm like, yes, what reading is, idiot, but I don't do that. Every time I do it, I'm like, I can see it. I can see it all in here. Like, stop.
You're like super focused. Yes.
So stupid. Yes.
I love reading a thriller on audio because
okay. Because like
I don't feel like I'm gonna die when I'm reading it.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so stupid. I remember I was on a live with people and I was explaining like, when you read physically, it's so good. And they were like, yeah, we're on BookTube. You've been here for like 7 months. Like, how do you not know this yet? And I was like, oh no, but it's so good. Oh my God. I've just discovered reading.
Audiobooks. Audiobooks also have their, they also have their good things.
They have their merits.
Yeah, like I love them too. So it's just a different experience every time. Hello. Read 3 books.
Read 3 other books.
We still have like 4 days. You got this.
Like 4 days?
I think so.
I have to read.
Maybe 5. Are there 31 days in August?
I think I have to read. I mean, like, I'm not going to do it, but I think I technically have 24 books left on my TBR for the rest of the month.
The amount of books you've read so far this year, everybody's like talking about how many books they've read. I'm like, wow. People always give me crap for reading a lot of books, but I have read nowhere near the amount of books some of you guys have read.
Frankly, it's the manga and the audiobooks. Whenever people are like, how do you read so much? I'm like, that's literally it. It's just
the manga. That's it. Manga for sure. Like run through 50 of those in a day.
I know. It takes me forever to read like a regular book. I guess you would say like a regular book, but I read manga like I read a whole series, like no problem. It's fine. But that's the beauty of it. Oh God, wait. Christine is frozen like this for me. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about Christine. Oh my God, Christine! Are these my sprints again? Christine!
Right.
Christine. Okay, you're back. Okay. I can see you clicking on comments. But you're still fuzzy for me. Oh my God. What's happening?
Y'all, we have got to start the sprint. Okay, I got to figure out my internet because this is really embarrassing.
I was like a third person joined. I was like,
Nicole,
Jess? What?
Oh my God. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why my internet's being crazy. Okay, we just start a sprint and I'm gonna go check out the router.
Good idea. Also, I'm happy for you, other Rachel. I guess.
What's happening?
To each their own. Rachel Maliapa said, "I'm reading lore for you."
For you?
Or no, for these sprints. I'm sorry. For these sprints.
I was like,
I was like, I have a reputation.
Oh, I see. Okay. It's a 3.5 stars so far. Yeah, Rachel hated it.
1 star.
I picked up the series because of you guys.
But we had the flame. We had the flame.
Oh, I was like, I haven't read lore yet, so don't put my name on that book. But Noelle loves it.
Noelle gave it 4 stars. That was actually how I met Noelle, because we did our lore live show together. Yeah. And I had to be really nice and be like, it wasn't the worst book I ever read. I guess it was okay sometimes.
Don't you hate that when you have to reel it in? You're like, I can't be as savage as I want to be because everyone loves it.
There were at least 2 people. Maybe 2 people gave it 4 to 5 stars, and maybe like other people gave it closer to like 3. But I think I was like,
yeah,
ma'am, it is a 1 star for me.
Ma'am, at least you're nice about it. You're really polite.
I tried.
Rachel is dressing. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, for real. I'm gonna go look at my Wi-Fi and see what's going on. And let's sprint. Do you want to do a 40-minute?
Yeah, that's perfect.
I love 40s.
I'm going to frankly make a matcha shake or something, and then come back and
make a sandwich. That's exactly where my brain went. I was like, after the sushi? What?
I wanted my bubble tea, but I didn't want to drive all the way out of the way and be like, Christine, I'm coming at 10.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, cool. So we'll do a sprint for 40 minutes. I'm going to, figure out my Wi-Fi so we can stop being crazy. So I'll see you guys in a little bit.
All right, let's do it.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going? I think I fixed my internet, just so everybody knows.
Okay, good. Great.
I don't know what happened, but
Please stay with us. Otherwise, I will continue the live as always.
Yeah. I was texting Monique and she was like, I mean, you could always just move it to Discord. It's fine. And I was like, but
we're live.
Yeah.
We'll be live.
So anyway, I got to page 11 of We Hunt the Flame because I've just been tabbing and like looking stuff up.
Actually, I found something really helpful. I don't remember if somebody posted this in the Discord already, but if you go to wehunttheflame.com/glossary, /glossary and pronunciation guide with dashes in between all those words, it has, who would have thunk it, a glossary and pronunciation guide, which is great because there are a lot of different words in here that people may not know 100%.
That's exactly, actually, somebody did post that in the Discord.
I thought that they did. I just looked something up where I was like, what is this? And then it came up as like I put like this thing, definition, WHTF, We Hunt the Flame, and then it came up with this thing. But I was pretty sure, somebody posted this already. So
I remember that because I like went through the general chat because I was wondering where it was, because there's all these words that not only like mean different things but also the places. But I'm dumb because I didn't know that if you kept scrolling you could see like the names,
the locations and the
yeah. Because like I was like, okay, is this a location or is this a word? That's what I was trying to figure out the whole time.
Yeah, because I just scrolled super far and I was like, wait a minute, that's a place. Wait a minute.
She kept saying like ours. She's like ours. And I'm like, is ours a forest? And then like on page 3, it's like ours is an enchanted forest. And
I was like, okay, I didn't see this in the A section, but that's because we were on Teams.
That's why I was like, am I stupid?
No, I had literally the exact same moment just now, but good. It's great. We're on the same page.
Yeah, we're working through it. So
being on the same page, I might also be literally around the same page as you because I just restarted the ebook.
But you restarted it?
Well, I still have like the audiobook. Like I'm this far on the audiobook now, so it's 65% of the way through, supposedly. Mm-hmm. I think it's more, but I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't tell me the correct percentage. I was listening while I made my matcha shake, but I figured it'd be better to actually like take the notes on stuff that I could like see the spelling of and stuff, and also like fully understand what's going on, because something happened where they were trying to reveal something and I was like, I feel like this would hit harder
if I knew what was happening.
Said something that I think I passed over, because all of a sudden they were like, this person said this and that person said that, and I was like, I thought there were only 3 people here and now I think there's like 6. So I think I missed something because they were fighting and now I'm lost. So I keep rewinding. It's, so I want to make sure I'm like fully understanding this and not giving it the proper attention that it needs,
Yeah.
So
I honestly think I already picked up so much just from like the first 3 pages. I was like, oh,
of what's actually going on. So
which is nice. But currently I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do my tabs, because that's what took me the longest when I started. I was like, what color is going to be what?
That's always the thing. Like, how do I?
Yeah. And I like have these tabs that are not this one. Oh, here it is. I just have like so many colors because this is like my fantasy stack,
So pretty.
So yeah, this is my favorite tabs ever, but like every tab gets used. So whether it's like magic system or like setting or whatever. So anyway, that's what I was trying to figure out.
I think the first and last time I tabbed a book, I had like 4 colors. So I just had to like break it down and be like, cool.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm sad. Like there's like little I could do where I was like, this is science, maybe come back to this later, because it was a sci-fi.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta get my hands on like some real tabs, because now I'm actually like, okay, I could annotate. Let's do it.
Oh, it's so much fun. I highly recommend. And then I have like markers that like coordinate with the colors.
Ooh,
I guess it's not markers, this is a pen. But anyway,
but
that's what I use to underline.
Yeah.
Anyway, any annotation session, I guess, a little mini sesh we got going there. I do like Gerald Tolkien. I like The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, but I haven't read it in a long time, so I'm not sure if I'd like it now.
I watched the new movies, and that's it.
You watched the Hobbit movies? The worst ones?
I didn't see anything.
That's so bad.
Yeah. I mean, I tended to watch like whatever was new and not have an opinion about it for the longest time until I watched one movie and I was like, that was really bad. Oh, yeah, things can be bad just because I paid to see them doesn't mean they're good.
But they're good, yeah. It was not good, for sure not. I don't know, but also I watched all the like other ones when they came out, so I'm like, maybe I'm just a snob.
Well, I don't know, because like I watched them and I wasn't like, wow, this is the best, but I wasn't like trash either.
Right.
I was like, I mean, I get that this is an epic fantasy adventure that people like. I don't really know why, based on just the movie plot, but okay. The CGI was good.
The newest one just like was really split up, and
yeah, it was like 4 movies.
Why? Yeah, I don't even know what happens in each movie. You know what I mean?
All I know is the second one is the one with Smaug.
Yeah.
And then I literally can't tell the difference between 3 and 4. I don't know what happened between the 2.
No.
I cannot believe they tricked it. Well, they tricked me into watching 4 different movies about
what I'm saying. I'm like, there's so many of them.
And the book's like 250 pages or something.
Yeah, it's like this big. It's like
that big.
So tiny. That's why I always laugh at The Hobbit. I'm like, come on, y'all. It was not that much, but they got to get their coin, I guess. 50 pages. That's great. Is it of We Hunt the Flame?
Yeah, please.
No, wait. Actually, I think Adrian is reading something else. Maybe.
Yeah, we gotta back that up. There were a lot of comments.
Yeah, it was like Crown of Feathers. There we go. Okay.
Hello to everybody who said hello.
Hi guys. How's it going? I'm sorry. I did skip some stuff, huh? Because I was like freaking out about the Wi-Fi.
Somebody said Storygraph. I think that was the last thing they said. Storygraph has a function. Maybe a cat said Storygraph has a function where you can leave notes. Oh, I didn't know that.
People have been talking about Storygraph so much, and I'm like, do I convert? Should I put a poll up?
I mean, I used Storygraph in October or something of last year, and it was good, but I kept basically just trying to update both of them, which is not sustainable. So I think you got to stick with it. I see it on Goodreads where everybody is, and I like seeing everybody's updates. But as far as like tracking your own reading for fun and stuff, I think Storygraph probably is better.
Like tracking for sure.
Yeah, it's also helpful because you can actually say like this book was like there'll be little things you can check off, be like it was engaging, it was mysterious, it had dark themes. So then when they say like, oh, you're interested in this stuff, let me recommend you a book, it's actually more accurate because it has the tags.
Those buzzwords.
Yeah, basically. And you can also leave like trigger warnings and stuff for people, and like other more detailed reviews. You can do like 0.5 star ratings too. So
Storygraph might be the move.
It's pretty great. I just have so much I would have to update between October and now.
Yeah, like loading things on there. We'll see. I'm going to think on that.
Yeah. But if you never had it before, you can just completely import your entire Goodreads.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because like Monique and I have never made one for the roomies.
Mm-hmm.
So we could just import all of the roomies stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to think about that. Yay, Friday night sprints. Sarah, do you have your coffee? Are you still here? Hello. I'm like worried that me spritzing out earlier just like made everybody leave.
No, I hope not. I think people are still here.
No, they are. Look, all these cool peeps are here.
Oh.
Sydney, how's it going?
Hi, Sid.
Congratulations on 10K recently, you crazy boo-boo.
Yeah, and your new job also.
Oh, yeah, that too. Also your new job. But so cool. I'm so proud of you.
Excited.
Hello.
We have the flame.
Yes. I'm having, like, the 11 pages I read, I'm like, okay.
Well, get ready for the next 11. But
yeah. I'm like, okay, so I have my epic fantasy hat on right now. Gotcha. I'm a little B.
What can I say?
Susie Crow's audio is my favorite. I've never read this on audio, but the next time I read it, I think I am going to do audio because I feel like it would be good, especially is it full cast? Like,
that's my question. It's full cast. I'm interested.
Like, do we have voices? Okay, sorry.
That would be so exciting.
I will buy that audio. That's how committed I am to that book. Anyway. Hello. I did freeze again because I'm a Leo. It's fine. Just the pure stress going through it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
Sid like lore.
That's true. Sid did like lore. I think Sid did like a special reading vlog thing, and then she ended up having to read lore at the end, and she was like, guys, I loved it. It was a 5-star. And I was like, good for you.
That's so funny. I don't know. I'll have a better handle on that too.
I mean,
read that.
Yeah, there's like the same, I wouldn't say it's like the same thing, but like people love stuff like Ninth House or like lore or like whatever. And I'll just be like, you know, like I'm not hating on you. I just didn't like the book.
Right.
A lot of folks that tend to like books that I didn't like might like lore.
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know if they have anything in common, the books themselves. I haven't done a literary analysis, but
this is what, okay, so recently I was on a live with Nat from Nerdy Nat Reads, and we were talking about like her taste, and she was saying like We Hunt the Flame was a 5-star. It's like it was so good, like the lyrical writing was so good, it was so descriptive, and as soon as she said lyrical, I was like, I bet that you rated Addie LaRue really, really well. And she was like, yeah, I did. I really liked that book.
5 stars?
So I don't know if it was a 5-star for her, but it was like, yeah, a 4 or 5, something like higher. But then I was like, okay. So I don't want to say that I'm not going to like this book because of that. But if you like this book, you might also like Addie LaRue. You know what I mean?
Or if you liked Addie LaRue, maybe you would like We Hunt the Flame.
Right. I'm going to get a better handle on that rating scale after I read this book. But I was like, Nat, I might be able to actually recommend you books once I read We Hunt the Flame.
Maybe. I guess the other thing
makes sense, but like it kind of makes sense, you know?
The other thing is like, you know, books are made up of like so many tiny little components. So it's really hard to say like, just based on this one thing, you would definitely like this thing that shares that. Because it could be like, okay, I love that, but I hate enemies to lovers. And it would be like, well, you probably won't like this. So it sort of depends.
But maybe like, if you generally like lyrical writing, like as a general blanket, then like
if you have like no dislikes of tropes whatsoever.
Right, like if you just have a general, that's where you start at. Then this, Addie LaRue, Cersei, like we can go down the list.
Well, okay, that's the other interesting thing. So like, Strange the Dreamer is supposed to be very lyrical, right?
Yeah, I can see that. I just finished Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, and that was like so much.
Yeah, so Darian obviously loves Strange the Dreamer, and then she also really didn't like Cersei. But Cersei's supposed to be very lyrical writing as well. And she said that Cersei just kind of read like a memoir where nothing happened, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say nothing happened, but it's not action-packed. Though I can't imagine Strange the Dreamer is action-packed. I'm sure it has some action.
I think Strange the Dreamer is sad, and that's the appeal.
Yeah. Like, Cersei is sad, too, but Cersei reads like a historical fiction, even though obviously it's about a myth.
Mythological person.
Yeah, like a myth. I mean, like a lore. Like it's like Greek mythology. You know?
Lore?
Yeah, like. But she's very much like a real person. And I think that's why Cersei is so good, because traditionally speaking, Cersei has been the bad guy of every single story in Greek mythology, right? Not every single story, but you know what I mean? Like every time we hear a story about her, she's just a bad person.
Okay, so I don't know anything about Cersei. I just know that that was also the name of the mom in Game of Thrones.
Cersei! I love that little bee too, even though she was
a little bee.
Yeah, a little bee. But yeah. Anyway, so if you don't know, she's basically just a like witch essentially in Greek mythology, and she turns people into pigs, generally speaking, but sometimes other animals. Yeah, and she's just like the feminist baddie on this island, right? And so every time, you know, we ever heard a story about her, she just was turning people into animals.
Oh wait, She was in Percy Jackson, wasn't she?
Yeah, I think
okay.
so.
Okay, that's the one like story I've actually read.
That is her story, right? So nobody really likes her, but then when I read Cersei by Madeline Miller, I was like,
is
a
it like
villain origin story that I can get behind?
Is it kind of like Wicked, where it's like the villains thing, and it's like they aren't really a villain, or is it more like they are a villain, but here's what's up?
No, it's more. I mean, like, I don't want to like. Is it a spoiler if I say? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, I don't want to make you spoil it.
Let's text about this.
Okay, we can text about this.
Anyway, but I really like.
I read 48 pages, and we're like, yeah. Anyway, we're talking about this.
Yeah. Like what? We just went on a tangent, but moral of the story is Cersei is different from Addie, which is different from We Hunt the Flame,
which is different from Strange, which is who knows.
Strange Dreamer. I'm like so curious about that one because I think Noelle liked the first one but hated the second one.
And then Darian was the opposite, where she was like, I love the first one, and the second one was, I think she said like the second one was even better, kind of.
So it like went up. Ooh.
But like they were both 5 stars, but like
it was probably the
finishing of the whole like story that was so great. So I'm very curious. But also Darian gave me Strange the Dreamer for my birthday, so I will definitely have to read it.
I like want to read it, but like I'm taking a break from her because of Daughter of Smoke and Bone, because the ending of that trilogy was not satisfying to me. So I'm like,
no. Wait, more or less satisfying than End of Empire of Gold?
Less satisfying than that. Empire of Gold, I was like okay with what happened. It wasn't my ideal situation, but I wasn't like
okay. But you messaged me and you were like, if this ends the way I think it will, I'm DNFing this book. And I was like,
I hate it when I'm right.
You were like 3 hours into the book and you were like, I'm gonna DNF it. And I was like, don't, you have so much to go.
I'm worried. And that one lady is such a bee. She's so mean.
Going on in that book.
I was like, kill her! Freaking kill her! Anyway.
Oh my god. And I think then later on you sent me a snap and it was just you like laying in your car like, no.
I still have that on my phone and I was like basically crying.
Oh my god.
Handle it. Guys, I'm getting hot just thinking about Empire of Gold. Like what? Even now I'm crying. I'm fine. Back to you. 34 pages of Queen of Shadow. That's pretty good. Y'all really just killed it. I'm gonna tell y'all. Like I said, I'll be reading 11 pages every sprint.
We do our best here.
Yeah, it is what it is. 50 pages of Crown of Feathers. How is this working out? Because I'm reading this for Vish's channel read. And I haven't like started it yet because her live shows are usually like later. But how is that going? Because I've heard
that a fantasy?
Yeah, this is a fantasy. Oh my god, you haven't heard about Crown of Feathers, girl?
No, I don't think so.
Look it up on Goodreads. It's a fantasy. This will be your cup of tea.
Oh, that's the other thing about Storygraph is that sometimes the books just aren't on there at all. You could look something up and it would be like, we don't know what that is. You want to add it? So like you can add it, but
what if there's like 5 of the same book?
That happens sometimes. And then the other thing is just you're like, what's Crown of Feathers? And it's like, I don't know. Guess you'll have to go on Goodreads and find out.
Yeah, like figure it out. That's so interesting that you said that because I just read this book called Imposter Syndrome.
I know that book, yeah.
Yeah, people were trying to look it up on Goodreads and they kept being like, Christine, does not exist. And I was like, y'all, I'm holding the book. Like it does exist. I'm reading it. And it was like a spelling error. It's like when you would usually spell imposter like
with an O.
Yeah, it was imposter. ER.
On purpose? Is that like something in the book?
I don't know. I like didn't even notice it either. That's why I was like, wait a minute. This is why no one can look it up because they're not spelling it right. And the one thing on Goodreads is if you don't spell it exactly correct, you're not going to get that book.
It's just like that word doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
You can literally be like hunt and they'd be like hunt for Red October, not we hunt the flame.
Wait, no, it's spelled correctly. This is how you spell imposter with an like all O's.
Okay. So then
like impostor syndrome.
Oh, so then the person was spelling it ER. Okay.
ER. That's most people would think it's ER, and literally Among Us taught me how to spell imposter correctly, where I was like, You're right. It is with OOO. So I got
Anyway.
it. But Crown of Feathers, this one?
Yeah, that book looks so good. I'm like getting it from the library, I think tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. Huh? I'm so excited.
I had a sister once. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is like tragic. I think they're like Phoenix Riders or something. It sounds so good. I'm like, yes, please get me in. 48 pages in Lost. You know, Imelda, you just started it, right? You're pretty fast reader. 46 pages. Y'all are killing it. Okay,
John, Imelda's 48 pages in Lost. John is 46 pages in, and in 2 pages, he will be lost.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, no, what's happening? It's fine. I'm gonna get there.
I think like as you keep going, it starts to make sense again. But like audio-wise, sometimes it just kind of felt like things abruptly happen, and I was like,
right,
what? Because they would just be like, oh, I don't really like you, and then they would be like fighting a monster, and I was like, weren't you just like having banter, and now you're fighting a monster?
Yeah, like what's happening right now?
Just like end, and then they were like drinking around a fire, and I was like, okay, wait a second, like. I clearly missed something. I'm like, I don't think this is how it goes. So
I like honestly, I just had like a monster theory. I was like, what kind of monsters are actually in this book? You know, I was having a moment with that because I was like, okay, if I'm going based off the monster theory I know and like the fantasy that I'm used to, this sounds like XYZ. But yeah, I was like, I don't want to say anything, but
no, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I also
like the clues are pointing me in this direction.
Well, I had a moment where I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And then I kept reading it and I was like, oh, that's not what she was going.
Yeah, it's not what I thought it was.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's so funny. That happened when I read From Blood and Ash. I was like, oh my god, this is about to be so cool. And then it ended up being not anything. And I was like, okay. Well, the potential was there.
The writers of the future. We just the books of the past and go, this could have been better.
Yeah. Learn from past mistakes. Anyway. Working on my community shelf cards for Bookathon. I can never say this word. And I need help coming up with prompts to write down. I've never done that.
So is community shelf supposed to be like recommendations from people?
That's what I would think.
Because there's the chant and then there's the community shelf, which like I made the Bookathon board part of my TBR game, so I know it relatively well, but I almost never land on those spots. So I think community shelf is usually like kind of like somebody just gives you a prompt. So it's sort of like read the last book you purchased or like read a book with a red cover, but I think it's like mixed in, so it's like half of them are good prompts and half of them are bad prompts. I don't know if that's changed the community shelf, but it'll be like read the lowest rated book on your TBR or something like that. So
oh god, that would be.
I don't remember.
Hopefully that wouldn't put somebody in a slump is what I would think. Sarah will explain it. She'll be like, actually, y'all, it's this, and I'll be like, you're right.
Like, never mind. Like we got it.
Like, why did I think? Forgot to count pages, but now I'm on page 289. How many pages are in this? I feel like if I had to guess,
380?
No.
340?
I want to say 4.
Really? Okay. 4.
What do we think?
I'm still at high 300s. I'll say 396.
380.
Bam.
386. There we go.
That close.
Let's see. What do we think? 468. I should have stuck with 4.
Oh my god. 468?
Yeah, that feels about right. It feels about like a 400.
Yeah, but we're on page 11.
The other one is bigger than this. I was like looking at her.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she's a biggie. I'm like, ooh, you're like a 600, aren't you? But actually, that's pretty good. That's like halfway.
I should have known that because actually this is like a almost 15-hour audiobook, so it would be at least 400 pages.
Yeah, like me computing. When you start getting to the point where like you have a certain hour of audiobook and you're like, okay, that's clearly a 1,000 pager.
How many jelly beans?
Yeah, that's like how I literally feel about Iron Gold. I'm like, oh my god.
Is it 1,000?
I'm not sure, to be honest. My physical copy is not anywhere near me, but I keep going back from physical to audio, and I'm almost done,
Is he
but
a little Irish man? Okay, I gotta read that.
yeah, it's like the full cast like thing, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm like,
I love that Irish man. I don't know why. I didn't like it until I listened to it for so long. I just got indoctrinated by his voice. And I was
that's
like,
exactly what happened to me. It's like I made myself read the audio because I had to, you know?
Yeah. And eventually I was just like, this is all I can hear now. When people speak and it doesn't come out Irish, I just don't know what's wrong with you. Like,
I never imagined that that would be their voices though for like
yeah, no, because also like the audiobook narrator is definitely like a 30-something-year-old man.
Yeah, I was like, why?
And I'm like, Darrow is canonically 15.
Yeah, he's not this old. Even like in Iron Gold, he's like 30.
No.
He's not that old because like nothing has happened. Like, you know, it's 10 years later. It's not even that long. Anyway, I laugh about that all the time because this man sounds ancient, but it's fine. I'm tabbing Queen of. Okay, how's that going? I feel like the next time I read this series, which will probably be next year, reread this series, I will tab it because I've never tabbed it. You know,
it's fun to tab.
I feel like it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm so sorry, but I just can't do We Hunt the Flame right now. I started it a few weeks ago and then DNF'd. I just felt like it was going to put me in a slump. I've read so many great things lately. You know, it's okay if you have to put something down so that you can continue with your life because it's not worth it to slump.
Yeah.
It's really not. That almost happened with me in Foundry Side, and I was like, whoa, I've never felt like this before.
And you DNF'd, right?
No, I finished it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
But like it's like I wasn't tabbing and I wasn't annotating at the very beginning, and then I was like, okay, the only way I can get into this is if I treat it like it's schoolwork and I'm about to like learn everything.
Report, like,
right. Yeah. So now I know everything about Foundry Side. The book looks crazy, but
are you going to read Shorefall?
I think I am because Vish from Books with V, she was like, look, sis, let me tell you. Foundry Side was good, you know, but Shorefall was way better. And I was like, all right. Honestly, if you read it and you like it and then you want to read Shorefall, I'll read it with you.
Okay. I have so many like low-key buddy reads that are about to happen right now. Everybody that like sent me something is
no rush.
Oh yeah, good. Because oh my god. Yeah, but like everyone who sent me something is like, buddy read, and I'm like, you're reading this right now, so that means I have to read it right now. Like, what am I doing? Like Noelle's reading Cultish, and she's like, this is about to be my whole personality. I was like, I have to read it now.
Oh my god, wait, are you guys buddy reading Cultish?
Well, she just sent me the book and was like, oh my god, we should buddy read this.
Wants to read it. Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
I was like, I gotta hurry.
Because like, but I can't do it all.
It's August still.
It's August.
Please.
August. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Wait, have you read Iron Widow yet? This is so off topic.
Oh, it's on my TBR for next month. I got the arc of it.
Oh, I can't wait to see what you say.
I got an arc of it like 4 months ago, and then I put off reading it because I had to read She Who Became the Sun first, which I'm still reading, but still. So yeah, I heard it's like the best, like really, really good. But I'm trying to keep my like expectations like in the middle. Just in case I like really don't like it or I really do like it.
I hope you love it. I rated it a 3.5.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that going to be an upcoming vlog?
I didn't vlog. Oh, I'm crazy. Never mind. Yeah, it is. It's NetGalley. Duh.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, like, you didn't want it? Like,
yeah, okay. I'm silly. I was thinking like individual vlog where like I spoil everything. But yeah, a spoiler-free version of that will be in the NetGalley vlog. It's like so crazy because the first 50% I was so into that book. I was like, oh my god, this book is so good. And then like 52% literally it switched up on me. And I was like, wait a minute. No, this is not good. Oh no. And I think it's written by a booktuber too. So I was I don't know.
The author wrote from what I know, the author was on Twitter for a while, and then they made a video about Mulan, the new one, on Disney Plus, and was like, here's everything that's like historically wrong with Mulan. So they made like a YouTube video of that, and that blew up. And then they started making other videos that were like, also here's what's like historically right and wrong with like the old Mulan and Mulan 2 and whatever. And then they also wrote like all these long Twitter threads and stuff, which are really interesting, that talk about like different historical things that are like, in the past people couldn't cut their hair because of this specific reason, and then all of a sudden people were allowed to cut their hair, so then it was seen as a sign of this. So like all that stuff in like period dramas and like C-dramas and stuff, they explain a lot of that stuff too. And I don't know if they've also made like other bookish content outside of that, because I don't think they were like a booktuber, because the first video they made was the Mulan one. So I don't know beyond.
That's good to hear that you said that, because that book, when I read it, like, I'm not gonna spoil it, I promise, but when I read it, I was expecting it to be a certain thing, and it was more historical than I thought, you know what I mean? And it's almost like the historical like accuracy is like what came to the front of that book, where I was expecting it to be more like sci-fi. So that, I think, is where my expectation kind of missed, because my expectations were like sci-fi, you know, really cool, like mech robot, you know, thing.
I don't know for sure, but I think you might see more of that in Gear Breakers.
The historical stuff?
No, like more of like the sci-fi heavy, like robot mecha.
Oh, yeah. Gear Breakers, I think that's about to be a 5-star. Like, I'm like, please sign me up. This book is going to be so good.
Yeah.
It's just so interesting, because the book I read right before Iron Widow was The Tempered Steel of Antiquity Grey, which was another mech robot sci-fi, and on NetGalley. And I DNF'd that one because I was like, bro, this is not good.
Okay.
So, anyway, neither here nor there.
Just don't let the people know.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm really nice about my ratings on NetGalley, so.
Yeah, I'm really nice on NetGalley. I'm not as nice on Goodreads, admittedly, but I'm much nicer on NetGalley.
Yeah, because I don't want the author to like read it and feel bad, because obviously,
like, especially when they're like, when you rate it like 2 stars and they're like, would you like to contact the author? And I'm like, no. Yeah. Like, why would I want to do that and make them feel worse?
Yeah, because honestly, like, you know, they put in a lot of work to this kind of stuff, and somebody else might like it. So I always try and just recommend and be like, I didn't like it for this, but somebody who likes this would probably like it, you know? So
exactly. Anyway. Where it's sort of like, I would recommend this to fans of whatever.
Right. Of XYZ. Right. So that's what I try and do. But anyway, off topic, guys. Where is that mug from? Oh, this is from Universal. This is a Jurassic Park mug. Because I love Jurassic Park. I love dinosaurs. Like, those movies, the book, is all good.
I am afraid of dinosaurs.
Really?
Yeah.
I have loved dinosaurs my whole life. I don't know why I love them, but they're so cool.
I mean, yeah, they're cool. I just don't want to be in a room with them.
Oh, no. Wait, first of all, I don't want to live with them. No,
I mean, I know it's not going to happen, but at the same time,
I mean, you never know. Journey to the center of the universe.
Interesting.
Or center of the world, Earth. I just love them. And then when they came out with the new dinosaur for the new Jurassic Park, I was like, y'all are speaking to my soul.
Wait, what do you mean when they came out with the new dinosaur?
They like came out with a new dinosaur in the new. You haven't seen the newest
on the ride? Or you mean
in the movie? Yeah, well, technically it's technically a sci-fi at this point. I mean, I guess it's always been a sci-fi, because they brought them back with science.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's like high-tech sci-fi where they start developing a new dinosaur.
I watched, what's the new one called? Is it just Jurassic World?
I couldn't tell you.
I watched the first one of the new ones, the one with like Chris Pratt in it.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, I watched the first one. I didn't see the second one.
I love them all. Obviously the newer ones are not as good. Okay, let's put that out there. They're obviously not as good, but I'll still watch the heck out of them.
like, my problem is, like, they're, like, objectively good movies, but for the time when they were made, when you look at that CGI dinosaur, that looks like a freaking real dinosaur.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Explain
Well,
that.
half of the ones in the original movies were made. Like, they made those
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
they made, like, the mecha heads and stuff.
That's
and
why it's so
like,
good. I'm like,
where there was like a person inside, plus they made like the eyes move and stuff, and it was like breathing,
Oh,
and then
they're
the
so
people
creepy.
on set were like, "Oh, we just like pooped ourselves every day coming to work." And I was like, "I would too."
That's like, I don't know why. Actually, never mind. I used to watch this TV show. I think it came on like PBS or something, like back in the day. And it was about how people still lived with dinosaurs. It was like one of those fantasy like TV shows.
Okay.
Y'all, this is where I became a fantasy reader. I was like, we must live with dinosaurs.
No, it's the opposite. This is when I became a literary fiction contemporary reader. I was like, we're not reading.
I'll be the one not living with the.
I'll read about depression, and you read about dinosaurs. Like, no,
They're just like so crazy. I'm like, can we even imagine what is living in the world that we don't even know? Anyway, we want to go to space. What about the ocean? Anyway,
I know, literally the megalodon
all the time. I'm like, we really wanted to go into space, but we don't want to see what's living down. Yeah,
like, we're trying to get away from that as fast as possible. Like, let's just leave the Earth.
Anyway,
it's time to go.
It's fine. Also, Sarah, I cannot believe you. The audacity to drink tea here. Anyway, Sarah's my girl because every time I like talk to her, she always has like coffee in her hand, and I'm the same way. It's like 8:30. I'm like just drinking my double brewed espresso. It's fine.
Love it. Okay, wait, John, you also said that you DNF'd the Poppy War, and then we made you pick it back up, and you were like 5 stars.
So tell us the tea. How's it going? Okay.
Ooh.
I don't think it's not good, but I can't speak on it because I haven't read it. So, Rachel, take it away.
I would just say it really depends on what you want from it, because it was very heavily advertised to me as like a Hunger Games situation, but with Greek gods, where essentially like once a year for a week, all of the Greek gods walk the earth and they're mortal. And if you kill them, then you gain their power. But then every year when that happens, then you will be the one that people are like chasing after, trying to murder so they can get your power. So it seems like interesting, like, oh my God, cool, like a Hunger Games situation. But I really did not like the characters at all. It's just like sort of one of those situations where you're following a girl who's like, oh my God, nobody understands me. And she has like 12 friends who are way too loyal to her, even though she's an asshole to everyone else. And she's just like, you guys would never understand me. And they're all like, we would die for you. And it's like, why? Like, she's never done anything for you. She's like really mean to you for why?
Crazy. Wait, it's a YA or no?
It is a YA. Okay. But that also, they do some things that I kind of feel like are questionable, the way that they're handled. Because I just kind of feel like they were just thrown in there for drama, and I'm kind of like, you didn't have to do that, and it feels like low-key inappropriate to do certain things that you're doing, and like just generally like the payoff did not do it for me. Other people like found it interesting, but I just found it like kind of like fake feminism vibes.
Yeah,
like, oh my God, feminism, and I'm like, you're still an asshole. That's not feminism. Like, you're just being a jerk and a woman.
This sounds like if you have your expectations at like a little bit lower, then you might enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think like if I had gone in without hearing anybody talk about it, I would have been like, oh, Laura's going to be so good. Because like I really like Greek mythology, right? And that's like the selling point. It's lore. So then I would assume that my expectations would be super, super high and my rating would be lower. But now that everybody has kind of told me what it's about-ish, I'm like, I feel like if I come in thinking it's a 3, it will meet the expectation. And
well, the other thing is, you can always read it, not like it, and then we can talk about it, because that's always the joy of finishing a book that wasn't good, is then you get to tell everyone like, this wasn't good. I know, because then this happened.
Right. So, right. And it just depends, because some people like when they don't like something, they can like or when they're okay-ish with something, they can kind of skip over it and be like, okay, but larger scale, like the payoff, like you're talking about, that obviously is better for me. But then there are other people that just like can't, obviously, like you, like can't skip over it because it just is so either annoying or like it's just doesn't make sense or it
it's
doesn't
sort of
fit
like
right.
there are certain things that I think usually I'm more forgiving of, where I'm like, I didn't like this, but I see how like other people might enjoy whatever. And it's usually like where I try to sit with things. But certain books just like really rub me the wrong way with something where I'm like, I don't like this at all. And like, I'm not going to say I don't like it to make other people feel better, because I don't like it. If other people like it, it's not my business. But I just don't enjoy this book at all, basically. I think I gave it 1.5 stars, so it wasn't a 1 star.
Well, I mean, that's better than 1, but I can't wait to read it. I really just...
Yeah, I mean, like, frankly, I would love to see what other people think about this book, because I just, like, it's been my reputation for so long, but I just want to know what other people think. Like, get out of my head for 1 second, just hear what other folks think.
This is exactly... I feel like I'm pulling out my eyeballs and looking at, like, when you read Foundry Side, this is what I'm going to be saying to you. Right?
Like, the payoff. Fake feminism. Gatekeeped bagels. Didn't like this part. Like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I don't want to rant about Foundy, though, anyway.
I want it in a giveaway, so I want to love it. But...
Oh my god, okay. I can't wait. Just text me. I just can't wait. Okay, I'm also reading it for Vicious Channel Read. Abby loved it. First of all, Abby reads every fantasy in America. Not in America, actually, because I think she's international. But she reads everything fantasy, and I trust if she liked it, then it probably is very good. Crown of Feathers is my favorite book. Currently reading the sequel. Yes, I've heard honestly nothing but good things. I haven't heard a single person say it's bad, so that's good for me. I think I created an impossible September TBR. Actually, I just wanted to pick up some graphic novels. Sometimes, like, you just need to read graphic novels. Yeah. I support you. Honestly, jump on that manga and just speed through, Jumped on and heard supposed to be fighting monsters, and instead we're drinking by the fire. Good evening. If that was like us in real life and Rachel and I were just by a fire telling stories.
That's the way. That's the dream.
That would be, let's write a book, honestly.
Let's go.
The chance cards are specific book titles, and the community shelf cards are general prompts that will help me choose my next book. Okay, cool. Yes, that explains it, because I don't know anything about it. Okay, I don't know a thing. Have you chosen the next fantasy series after the second book for We Have the Farm?
We don't really choose it, actually. Everybody else chooses it, because we have a poll. So what we do is, I think there's a link to the Discord in this description, I assume, for this live show.
Yeah, there is.
We have a thing. There's a separate channel to say, like, tell us what you want to read. Let me see if I can find it, and I can tell you what people have talked about so far. But we have a thing called series suggestions, and people say, like, I want to read this, I want to read that. And assuming it's something that generally the hosts either like haven't read yet or don't mind rereading, then we put it into a poll.
Right.
But it has to be a series. It can't just be a standalone.
Right.
Somebody talked about Raybearer, which would be really fun. There's only 2 books, and the second one just came out. The Iron Fae series. The Farseer trilogy. Sky Hunter by Marie Lu. Second book comes out in September. It's a duology. Legendborn is also supposed to be coming out later, so maybe that'll be like after this one, next one.
Yeah, I think Legendborn is coming out in 2022.
Yeah.
So that's exciting because the first one was fun.
Yeah. But, somebody talked about the Diviners as well.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what were the ones that we originally had? We had, like, we had the Red Queen, I think. We had the Raven Boys, or am I crazy?
Yeah, the Raven Boys, Diviners, we had the Flame and Red Queen, and then we had the Flame won by, like, 3 points or something.
Yeah.
Like 3 votes.
Which is great. Honestly, I wouldn't mind reading the Raven Boys. I've never read it before. But anyway, we'll see what the poll says.
It's been on TBR for way too long. Definitely should read it eventually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But also, it's kind of a long series.
4 or 5?
Mm-hmm. I think it's 4. So we would have to, like,
if the series are really long, because it's the same thing with the Diviners, where it's like 4 books, then we might even, like, double up and do, like, 2 books in 1 month.
Yeah. Honestly, whatever everybody wants to do, I'm down to do. I read so much fantasy, like Crown of Feathers, I could have put that in the thing and been like, yes, let's do it, you know? So
What we really should have done was the Barbarian along. Because
oh my god.
so when I read one book.
You read one?
I read the first one.
I like the second one more than the first.
I know. I want to read it low-key, but
also I can see why people don't like the second one, because it's definitely isolated. Like, they're not with everybody else in that one. But I love him, Rahush, my guy. Anyway, I love him so much. People give him crap because they're like, he's ugly, and I'm like, who cares?
But a himbo.
But he's a hunter, okay?
Oh my God.
Anyway,
what a man.
What a man, honestly. You can find random prompt generators online. Is how I did my community shelf cards. See,
you can also like grab other people's like TBR game prompts and stuff.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
This sounds so fun. Maybe next year I'll try and do it.
It's next month. You can still do it.
I mean, yeah. I could.
Oh, you probably already did your TBR, right?
I did. But it's fine. I just wish I was more flexible, but like, I don't know. I'm psycho.
I'm so like
I know
with my TBR and everything. Like I set up my TBR like it's Coke and I'm about to like snort it. Like it has to be in order. It needs to be prepared. And then when stuff like this comes out, I'm like, I want to do that so bad.
Yeah, I know. And then I'm like, okay, how can I fit it into my
life? How do I make this work with the things I already have in place? Which kind of feels unfair because I'm like, the point of this is to be like, it's random. Like whatever it lands on is what I'm supposed to read or whatever.
But it's not.
So
at least for me, I'm like, no, I have a whole list. It's fine.
Yeah. But that's why I made it part of my TBR game, because I was like, I cannot let this go for a whole year. No. I'm going to just make it part of my game.
Yeah, just do it. It's fine. We love a multitasker, so Crown of Feathers is more like a 4.5. I love that. Loving it. LOL. Will Rachel ever be able to escape lore? I'm gonna say no. That's gonna follow her forever.
It will be.
You're not the only one, though. Look.
Taste.
This is so funny. I gave Laura a 2 you tried star.
Taste.
1.5. Yeah. And Stephanie's just like, yeah, you go, girl.
My God.
Hello. I'm trying to click on this thing, but there we go. Hello. How's it going? What are you reading? Marie Lou. Yeah, I just read Warcross recently.
I just read Warcross. It was so good.
Did you like it? What'd you give it? I gave it a 4.
Yeah. I gave it a 4 too.
Okay, yeah. It was pretty good. I liked it. Also, it was very like Ready Player One, but like YA women centered.
Like not totally racist, sexist garbage for me. I know people love that book, but that one's like my true 1 star.
I'm like,
Like, I understand why other people like it, but because I never got any of the 80s references, I was like, what can I focus on? Everything else.
The not good things. The 80s references is probably what makes people like sweep it under the rug.
For the most part. But I don't know. It's just the way they would talk to each other. And I was like, have you spoken to another human before? Because you sound like you're in a chat room in real life. And you're like, this is like the equivalent of someone walking up to someone and be like, ratio. I'm just like, you can't do that. Like, what do you mean? Like,
you're like, oh my God, that's so funny. I can't wait for you to read Boundary Side. Okay.
Why?
Because half my issue with that is like it was an adult book. No, excuse me. It was a YA book trying to be an adult book, but then it had these really graphic scenes, and I'd be like, wait, what? But then the dialogue was so young. I was like, oh, do you not know how to talk like a normal person?
Wait, Foundry Side's YA?
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like the content
like
felt,
YA.
yeah, just like when reading it, I was like, this. I seriously thought it was a YA until I got this really graphic scene of this guy being blown up, and then I was like, oh, this is an adult.
Might be adult.
So sci-fi fantasy.
This is for grown folks.
But like, it's just the way that like the main character was talking. I was like,
yeah. I mean, I'm always like, is it me? Is it the fact I don't like this specific type of dialogue that sounds like you're 8, but you're trying to be so tough and say a curse word every other sentence? Like, what? Is it you? Is it me? Is it the book? I don't know.
I know, and that's why I'm trying to be like chill about it, but I don't know if I can be.
We all have our things that we just can't stand.
We
and
do.
That's okay. And
it's
that's okay.
fine. It's like, I don't know. At least I have something to talk about. All-time favorite. Oh, the
Diviners.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, bitch. We're just talking about you and Crown of Feathers and your channel. How's it going? She's like, hello. Hey, V. It's 4 and I literally have reread them 3 times. It's taken me less than a week. They're all roughly 400 pages mostly. The Raven Boys. Ooh. Stephanie says it's good, so that's the next book. Just kidding.
No, I trust. I totally trust.
But I trust, yeah. You should do the Warrior Cats series.
Warrior Cats!
I have never heard about this until we started doing lives and people started talking about this. Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't hear about it until one of my friends in college. She had like another friend who kept posting on their like Facebook wall stuff about Warrior Cats. And then my friend told me, like, how do I get my friend to stop talking about this? And I was like, what is this? Because they were like, this was stuff we talked about. We were in like 4th grade, but now we're like kind of adults. And they just keep talking about Warrior Cats. And I was like, what the fuck is a Warrior Cat?
Why?
What is that?
Why? Anyway, I never read those. I don't know. I was reading like older stuff, I think, at the time. So I missed it. I missed the boat.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I like organizing. Me too. I like to have a set like TBR. Like I kind of did a mood reading situation last month, July. Yeah. And like it says mood readings I can get, but like I didn't read half the books I wanted to, and I hated it. I hated it so much.
The pressure's on because it's just like I told everyone I was going to read this, and I didn't. And then I have to come back in shame for my wrap up and be like, I didn't read anything. And then my next TBR is going to be like, here's everything I already told you I was going to read, which is like, I don't even do wrap ups. We know this, but like my TBRs are literally like, let me just repeat what I said last month. Here's everything I'm going to read again.
A cycle.
I'm telling you, like,
I might like that. What reading is like, it's hard. It's just hard to have like a set TBR, but then when you do, you don't get to all of them.
This book for 1 year has been on my TBR. 1 year. The first time I mentioned it was in July of 2020.
It sounds like you just need to be like, literally just pick a month and be like, this will be the only book I'm reading, and just read it. And then anything after that is like extra fun. Like you get a gold star for doing the extra stuff.
Oh my god. I'm in too many book clubs to do that.
You're gonna have to
I have to quit.
Well, okay, no, because if we're going by this thought process, you read that first at the beginning of the month, then you have time for your book clubs. But trick yourself and say that you're not going to do the book club stuff.
Oh my god, I'll be so stressed.
All right, well then fine, do your TBR, but put Priory at the top.
I think you're right. That has to be like, no TBR game. Read this. Read the book club books. That's it. Like, I
mean, basically, yeah.
Chill.
Like, it's like no extra stuff. Have you started it or no?
Yes, but I'm on page 14.
This is what V says.
Ooh, okay. Because I started reading it and it felt very scary and dense, kind of like if I was reading, well, I haven't read Game of Thrones, but I just kind of assume it's like similar because there were just a lot of names I didn't recognize and a lot of fantasy stuff.
You know,
and there was a mention of a dragon that was not around anymore.
I don't know about Priory. I've never read it, okay, so I can't speak to that. But for Game of Thrones, let me go back to that comment. Because you watched most of the show, you could probably fly through Game of Thrones. Because it's literally like the screenplay is the book.
Yeah, because I heard that obviously like the first few books, not the last ones, but
yeah.
I heard that they're actually like really easy to read.
They are actually.
And people are just like more intimidated by them than they probably should be because they're usually just like, I don't know, they just seem like epic fantasy things would be hard to read.
Yeah, exactly. Like honestly, I would think you would put it in the same category as like Lord of the Rings, but Lord of the Rings is harder to read to me than Game of Thrones.
But also Tolkien will go on for like 50 pages and be like, this is the scenery. Okay, now we're going to walk through this field. It's like,
yeah. And it's, I mean, and that's because it was written like forever ago. See, yeah, Vish, we were talking about this earlier. I was saying that I was going to continue with the second one, but just not anytime soon. So I'll get there. I'll get there eventually. I have both too, and I'm excited about Foundry Side.
You know what I think I should do? I think I should just set something up with Priory where it's like, I make a bet with myself that I can finish this, and if I don't, then I'll give a book away.
That is but have your friends pick the book or something that you care about. Make the stakes high. Yes, that's how you do it.
Because that way, challenge. Because even if I lose, it's like I don't really feel like it's horrible. Because like I would not mind like giving a book away. It's okay.
Yeah, but like if you can't control the book that you're giving away.
Yeah.
That's
well, okay. Wait, you mean like books that I own?
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about just doing like a $20 giveaway or something.
Oh no, you don't care about that. You care about the books you own, girl. You gotta make this thing high.
Oh, why did I say that on a live show?
Why we put us in the live show, because when they're like, we need a challenge, we're like, okay, but take it to the 1000th degree. Like,
oh.
I think that would be so fun for me to watch. So can you just produce that?
For you to watch? Yeah, you're so right. It would be fun for you to watch
it. I'll be involved. I'll be the write-in. You can write me in somewhere.
I'll have to do that. I'll do it.
That would be a sure way to get you to do it, though.
Yeah. Like, if I don't finish this, I will send a friend a book of your choice that I own. Media mail it.
Oh my god! That's so exciting! Okay. Anyway, who gave you Priory, or did you buy it?
I actually bought it. It was like one of the first books I bought after I joined BookTube because I saw like 3 people recommend it, and I was like, wow, 3 whole people like it. It must be good. But also, I mean, like, they were people that I watched consistently, even though I didn't read any of the same books as them. I was still like, wow, I'll buy it. $17. What a steal. So,
I mean, brand new. And it is. LOL. Both books even love. LOL?
Oh, okay. I was like, Lord of the Kings?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. That's how I felt about Crescent City. They tried so hard to be grown. Same could possibly be said about most of Sarah J. Maas's writing. I'm gonna leave that there. Anyway. But like in the best way possible. Like I still love reading about Nesta. That's my soul sister. So if I weren't such an aggressive mood reader sometimes. Wait, I've literally asked the internet to stop making cool book clubs. Everyone is making a book club now, and I want to be in them all, and it's an issue for me personally. I'm having a deep issue with it. I don't know what to do. Anyway.
Yeah, for real, honestly. Because, like, I think I started BookTube and didn't really, like, have any of this stuff. Like, no book clubs, no read-alongs, no readathons. Mm-hmm. Actually, no, there were readathons. But everything was basically just, like, fit your books into the readathon thing. Now,
right, yeah.
Every month, I'm like, there's a new book club, and I'm in it. And I'm like,
yeah, like, what's happening right now?
The side of, like, my Discord bar is, like, book club, read-along, like, everything.
I know. And I feel so bad because obviously you know the people that are running it. That's why you're in the book club, right?
Yeah.
And so I always feel bad when I'm not in it all the time because I'm just like, there's a lot going on.
Exactly.
Like, I think one of the first Discords I ever joined was Vish's, because I was like, ooh, Vish, she like has all the fantasy regs, like all the sci-fi regs, like I love her, you know, XYZ. And I used to be like really involved in it, and now I'm like not there. I'm sorry, Vish. I know you're watching. But I'm trying. I'm trying to be better. I'm reading
Vish, I have sinned.
It's fine. Oh God. Be reading it in November. Is this what, a buddy read, Sammy? Or you just said November is when I'm gonna read it?
I think just November.
I haven't even bought this book. I haven't checked it out of the library. Like, I know it's gonna be so thick. So
well, I was just here to tell you how thick it was. It is. Oh my God, there's a timeline in the back. Oh my God.
Is it over 1,000?
It's 825 pages, not 830 pages. And then
page guessing might be a fun game.
Okay, to be clear, what did I say? 830. So 26 of those pages are like the explanation in the back of like, this is the glossary, this is the person, this is the timeline, this is the area.
We wish We Hunt the Flame had.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, maybe it does in the last couple of pages. No,
it doesn't. I looked. I was like, oh yeah, no, it does not. It goes straight up to the acknowledgments, and then we're done. But that's okay.
That's okay.
We have to Priory. It's good thus far.
It is good. Like everything I've read of it is good. I'm just need to take notes.
Yeah, maybe you should tab it.
I should. I get some tabs.
Game of Thrones is way less dense than you think. Yeah, everybody. I think this is why it's a TV show. You know, like obviously there's some drama and there's like a lot of fun, like magical stuff in it, but also it's like it's not that thick. You know, like anybody can watch it.
Very funny because I heard that George R.R. Martin was like, I'm gonna write a book that nobody could ever adapt to TV. And it's like,
I heard that too.
Well,
like honestly, more happened in The Shadow and Bone than Game of Thrones. Anyway, but that's fine. They didn't have
that was like 10 years ago though, so
maybe honestly, yeah, the adaptation is just like the book. You get like the bare, top layer of it, which is fine. Rachel was trying to be dangerous. She was like, risk it all.
I mean, the ultimate like crime would be if I was like, oh, hi everybody, I didn't finish Prior of the Orange Tree, so what should I send? So then next month when I finish Priory, I don't have to send it. And they would be like, send me Priory. Can't finish it. That would be the ultimate like.
Oh, I thought you were going to say all 2 books and you'll just keep increasing it until you finally read it.
Oh, Christine, stop talking. No, don't give them more ideas.
I mean, it is what it is.
You really will get me to read this book.
Oh my God! If you really want to, I think that's what you need to do.
This is like truly going to become a "Let Me in the Library because I have no books at home" channel.
I love that so much. No, I'm just kidding. I would never want anyone to give away books that they actually have like gotten. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? If you need that push, I support you. I think you should do it.
Maybe I will. But it'll only be for like tomes, not for like my whole TBR, because that'd be a little ridiculous.
Yeah, it would. I agree. Priory, the Six of Crows gets it. Priory or the Six of Crows gets it. That's so... she needs to read. She needs to read Six of Crows.
I understand now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like you have to read all. So.
Oh, okay. I think I know what it is. It's like every time a book has been on a TBR like 2 or 3 times already, then I think it's like the stakes are up. Where then it's like if I don't finish it for the month, then I have to give away a book.
This is a fun game that we're developing. I don't know what we're going to call this.
Literature for me. But that way it's not like it's a huge book and I didn't finish it this month for the first time, but it's more like I've been putting it off.
For a while.
And now it's like no excuse. Gotta get it done.
Right. Because there are, I mean, like, honestly, every time somebody's like, I'm reading everything off my physical, like, owned TBR right now, I'm like, good for you.
Good for you, couldn't be me.
Good for you, couldn't be me.
Exactly.
I wish. I mean, I could, but, like, what about all the other stuff that I want to read anyway?
But I do feel bad because, especially for like books people have given to me, I have some from like last birthday that I still haven't read at all.
Yeah.
I've read like 2 or 3 of the ones that were all sent to me, I think.
Maybe you could do like a birthday book reading blog or something and like prioritize those books for a blog.
That's good. Then I have to produce content.
Then you have to produce content. That's literally why I started doing the NetGalley vlogs, because I was like, we have so many NetGalleys. It's ridiculous. We need to get these out of here and like rated and like, you know, have our score go up. So let me commit to a vlog where I know, you know,
we're going to like do this. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Low-key, same thing with Book of the Month, because I feel like we have so many Book of the Month books as well.
Yeah, because you guys get like 4 or 5 of them or something every month.
Yeah, and like we have old ones from like before when we weren't working with Book of the Month at all. Like I still have Honey Girl.
Oh my god, that was like June or earlier.
Yeah. Anyway,
April.
I don't know. Actually, it's on the book. I can probably tell you right now.
Oh, does it say on the book itself? Like,
yeah.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, so not to talk about Book of the Month right now, but I'll talk about it for you guys.
But guys, you can get your discount code in the description.
It's February 2021, but like it'll tell you what it is right there.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I get it. Some people kind of don't want that, but I don't know. I just like the colors. Like, they're all so cute. But this is Honey Girl. You know, it is what it is.
I like that. I mean, when it's like a naked hardback anyway, then it's sort of like nothing to look at except the color. So if there's like a cute little embossing on it, I would not mind.
Yeah, so, and like I like it because I can reference back and be like, okay, when was this?
Yeah, because then you know, like, I should have read this already.
Right, I should have read this a long time ago, okay?
Yeah, like this is She Who Became the Sun, and it just has like the little Tor thingy and the that, and that's it. So I'm like, I'm not mad. I love the color. But if it had a little thing that was like, whatever.
A little something. A little gold emboss, a little silver emboss.
A little sun?
Yeah.
A little She Who Became?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that would be so cute.
Just publishing, I know you have like way bigger problems on your hands, but just saying.
I mean, also I get that you're trying to cut costs, you know.
But just saying.
But like, think of the people.
Give the people what we want, please.
Anyway. Are you putting stakes on if you don't finish Priory this next month? Well.
As in, like,
I don't know. Are you starting it now?
I mean, as far as like September goes, I could do that for September.
Oh, you said because I just filmed my September DVR and did the same thing.
I have so many books already lined. Not that many, but I have a lot already lined up for September. So I'll find a way. I will read it. Because I'm tired of just looking at it as a TBR book and not a like, oh, I know what's in those pages.
Right. Yeah. Like, what is in these pages?
At this point, it's just like, I don't want to produce redundant content because I make one video a month at this point. And it's always the same thing. So I'm like, please.
Commit to a small commitment. Like, just be like, okay, I'm going to vlog this.
Yeah.
And then go from there. That's my advice. Rachel, you can do it. I believe in you. Yes, you can.
And if I can't, somebody will receive a book.
Okay. Joining a Priory readathon.
I like that.
I would think that would help, but like sometimes when I join readathons and read-alongs, I like let the group go and I'll catch up, you know?
I do that a lot because usually people are like, let's do it. And everyone's so hyped at the beginning.
Right.
And then everyone's like, let's come back in 1 week and we'll have read like 9 chapters.
Right.
Yeah, I could totally do that. It's so easy. And then it's 1 month, like 1 week later, and everyone's like, I have not seen the messages in this chat on purpose.
Yes.
I'm not looking. And I'm like,
I know
we're all this way, so I don't know why we all thought
this would work. Yeah. Well, and people read at different paces. Like, if I'm really liking a book, I'm not going to stop at 9 chapters. I'm going to continue and finish it because that's just how I am. So, know yourself, know your worth. I don't know.
Know your worth.
It's all good. We busy bitches. Yeah, true that. My monthly TBR is just book club picks. Honestly, yeah, I felt that because I was trying to do a sci-fi September reading vlog, and I ended up not. I put like maybe 2 sci-fi books on my TBR for this next month, and everything else is like readathons, like read-alongs, buddy reads, book clubs, NetGalley, book of the month. I'm like, bro, the whole point of sci-fi September was for me to read a damn sci-fi. Anyway, I'm gonna sneak some in there if I can. Hopefully, I can.
What are the 2 that are on your TBR right now?
Let me get my handy dandy bullet journal. Okay, so I've got The First Sister by Lyndon A. Lewis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which is gonna be so fun. Okay, and then I'm counting this one, Cinder and Scarlet, for the Lunar Along. So those are the 2 that I for sure am gonna be reading. But I also have some other ones. Like, have you ever heard of The Keeper of Night? It's a NetGalley arc. It's got this like Japanese woman in a red outfit with really long hair. She's kind of like pale looking, and she's got a sword. I think it's a sci-fi though.
Keeper of the Night or of Night?
Keeper of Night.
Oh, I spelled it Leaper. Hold on a second.
Goodreads said Leaper. Leaper who?
By Kylie Lee Baker.
Yep, that's it. That's the jam.
Okay. Death is her destiny. Tell me. Oh, Shinigami. Might be fantasy.
Sci-fi or am I on drugs?
I think it's fantasy because it has Shinigami abilities.
I'm on drugs.
And Shinigami are usually like
fantastical magic.
From my understanding, they're like death gods or like death angels, kind of.
I've ascended. I've passed away. See you guys later. Anyway, it's gonna be so fun.
I feel like that's not the best explanation. With it, they're kind of like Grim Reapers.
I'm like, girl, you already said the buzzwords. I'm sold. Now you're just getting the group chat in.
Oh wait! Naomi just said Sleeping Giants. Sleeping Giants.
Oh my god, yes, 6 books for Sci-Fi September. Yes.
My favorite book.
Death Gods, yes. Correct. Okay, so you got it. Yes. Oh, Christine, have you watched Buffy? Buffy the Vampire Slayer? That Buffy?
I assume so.
I've watched it before. Yes. Is it like that show?
Maybe. But she's a vampire slayer.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what Shinigami. Well, what? Maybe
that's
what
older. I probably consumed. Say what?
I don't know if maybe Buffy is like what this book is about. Kind of.
What? The First Sister?
No. The Keeper.
I'm silly. Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, if that's it, then I'm gonna love that book.
It sounds really cool.
I'm sorry. I'm just sitting over here thinking about it. Yeah, the second book for this came out this past year.
Son?
Yeah, Second Son, I believe, is what it's called. I might be talking out of my butt. But anyway, also this book just looks so good. I was like, bro, it's green and gold.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, that's so cute.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's see. Honestly, we had a flame because I'm her Roomie's Digest fangirl. Then again, fangirling has done me well in the past. Vicious Channel helped me find Daevabad, and I trusted her with Crown of Feathers. Yeah. Yes. I'll say this. If you like the Roomies likes Vish. So it's just a chain, reaction. Okay?
Exactly.
Trust her in all things. Hello. Yes. Nomi's here. We love her. We read 1 NetGalley arc a month, but I failed last month. Yeah, and okay, so NetGalley thinks they're playing games. They just confirmed me for 2 books that have already come out, and they're about to be.
Me too.
And I'm like, this is gonna hurt our NetGalley score. So I don't know how to feel about it because I just got approved for this one that I really wanted. It was like a vampire. what's it called? Vampire something. Jay Kristoff something with a vampire. Vampire Empire something like that. Anyway, doesn't matter. Fantasy book, and I was like so excited about it. Requested it like months ago, and then now they're like, oh, you have a week to read it, and I'm like, some of us have plans. Like, what's happening?
I think something similar happened for me. I forgot to review it, which is my fault. But I got the audiobook request from NetGalley. Like, they were like, here it is for A Dark Queen Rises. And I was like, cool. I wanted to read that. I guess I can read it now. And A Dark Queen Rises is the sequel to a very large tome that's part of the Burnt Empire saga. And the first one's called Upon a Burning Throne. And it's like almost 700 pages. And then A Dark Queen Rises is also pretty long. It's like 500 pages or something. And I was like, so you didn't give me Upon a Burning Throne.
Right.
And I have like 2 weeks to read A Dark Queen Rises. So I had to find Upon a Burning Throne, which I ended up buddy reading with like Casey and Steph. But we were both just like, well, we were all just like reading it as quickly as we could. And then we were like, we gotta read A Dark Queen Rises like now because my thing's gonna expire. But I want to know what happens.
Right.
But I'm like, you can't, why? Like, NetGalley, thank you for the free book. Like, thank you. But I just wish it was not like, you only have this much time and now it's going to be archived or whatever.
Yeah, don't spring it on me. Or, like, if you're going to archive it, like, later.
Yeah.
But I get it. I guess they don't want it to be out while it's being sold, but still. I'm just like, I remember you reading that, actually. That's the one with the elephant on the front, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that book.
It looks like this.
But yeah. Yes, I remember that one.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
And then this one is the sequel, which they gave me.
Yeah.
What's that one?
Oh. Yeah, they really be doing us dirty sometimes.
It was a good book, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, great book, but still, it's like I have to struggle.
I had to like truly get my butt in gear to get it done.
Yeah. I like some of the books. Some of them I'm like, but that's also why I do the NetGalley vlog. I mean, not NetGalley, Book of the Month vlogs, because I'm like, all right, which one of these are actually good? Like, I just read We Are the Brennans, and now I'm reading The Inheritance of Orchidea Divina.
Oh, yes.
And that book, like, I started, first of all, We Are the Brennans, so good, like, good contemporary 5-star, right? But then this other book is like more of a magical, I want to say it's like a magical realism, sort of like a fantasy set in the real world. But it's like the writing is so good. Like you open it up and from the first page, it's so good. You can just tell, you know? So I'm having a good time. And then I think Stephanie actually has already read this book and she said that it was really, really, really I think it made her cry. So I'm like, Book of the Month has good picks sometimes, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like usually Book of the Month books, I just end up being like, I don't know if I'm interested, and I'll see anyone talk about it for like 5 minutes. So I'll be like, I'll add it to my TBR. Like, who cares? But like this one, I was like, okay, I want to read this one. Like, Inheritance, this one sounds good.
It's good. It's definitely a tale. I love it. Just a random question. Sorry, just wanted to check Fish about Buffy. Okay, I think we're having some unrest, so we should probably sprint. LOL. This is what I mean by Sarah will tell you if she wants to do something. She's like,
when are we gonna sprint?
Okay, we'll sprint right now, guys. So let's do a long one again. Are you down to do that, Rachel?
Yeah.
Does 40 minutes sound good to you?
Yeah, I think for me that would probably have to be my last one because it'll be past midnight. But that's okay. I got my sushi to eat, so I'm good.
Let's do it then. Let's enjoy it. All right, so 40 minutes. We'll come back at the 33. Hello. Welcome back.
Hello.
I made it to page 26.
Exciting. I'm on chapter 3. I don't know what page that is.
That is a couple of pages behind me. So there you go.
Sweet.
And you're like writing all your notes still?
Yeah. It's mostly just like vocabulary. I feel like I'm learning a language because it's cool because now as I'm reading, I'm like, I know that word. Don't need to look it up.
I know what that is.
But
I was thinking about doing that too, just like adding the glossary in and just kind of keeping it with the book, but I don't know. I'm like, is that too much?
it's helpful to have it as like a separate piece of paper or something in the order that it appears in. So that way when I look back, I'm like, okay, yeah, I know what this is.
Right. And it's like easy to find, which is good. Anyway, where's my bookmark? Here we go. LOL stuff. I got spooked. It's not even spooky season yet.
We try to be so quiet, like.
I know, I try and be really soft, and it always ends up being creepy anyway, so.
There's always like 4 people who are like, I dropped everything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We're like, I knocked over a cup because you were so scary.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't mean it. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm like, you know, I feel like once I get a handle on things, I can really read it a lot quicker. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I'm like actually, I was still enjoying it the first time that I listened to it and everything, but now I feel like I'm absorbing better. More. So now as I like read stuff I've already read, now I'm more like, okay, we can go faster because now I know what we're talking about.
And kind of like, yeah, because I'm like already the couple of words that have like repeated, it's like I know what they are now, so we're just grooving, you know?
Yeah, like a lot of them I kind of feel like they're context, so like you could probably still understand what it means. So like this page is like Sabar, I have a good reason, which kind of means like patience. But you sort of like get the impression from like the conversation that's happening that it's like, all right, hold your horses. I have a good reason. So I'm like,
yeah,
like I knew it was happening the first time around, but I like to actually like have the words for it, and also to like understand the different caliphates.
Yeah, the different states.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, if I was reading this on audio, I'd be so confused because I was kind of confused in City of Brass when they were talking about the different like doors. I was like, bro, I don't even know.
It was just vibes where it was like, this sounds cool.
Yeah. I was like, but it's fine. I mean, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. I think Naomi's gone.
Oh yeah.
Because it's pretty late. I know it's late, everybody. Thanks for hanging. I feel like we did talk for like an hour last
We definitely did.
But it's fine. We just haven't seen each other in a while, guys. So that's it.
Yeah. We're just here to hang out tonight anyway. So
just, you know, get our groove on. Honestly, after sprints, I'll probably read more of We Hunt the Flame.
Same.
Gonna sign off. Hope the rest of the live goes well. Finished We Set the Dark on Fire, so I'm heading to bed.
Okay, see, we're helping people. This is a service.
I'm glad, honestly. Just ignore us, put us on silent. It's fine. Just keep reading. Bye, John. See you later. So sweet. Anyway, I read 46 pages. I'm now on page 80.
Nice.
Killing it. I hope your annotations are going well. You sounded ghostly. Okay, so maybe I should just not say it.
It's just like,
hey.
That would definitely be much scarier.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Should I just play soft music and like it'll be like a soft alarm? Maybe like a trickle of a waterfall or something?
It would be worse if it was like the typical like iPhone, like
oh god no. I'd be like, PTSD. I could never.
Turning the sprints off.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Ooh, what graphic novel was it?
What kind of cereal?
We want every detail.
Yeah, tell us how it was. It was more that I didn't understand how the video was talking while it was.
Fair enough.
Somebody's like, it's alive.
And Steph's also like, that's not my voice.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Also, why are they saying hello? Have you used Crown of Feathers? I haven't even started it. I'm going to get it from the library tomorrow. So, have you started it, Mish? Let me know. Are we doing a buddy read? Is that what's happening? 46 pages, might have to read along physically too. I think it definitely helps. If you're struggling with the audio, then try it, I would say.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting a lot more from it physically.
Yeah. It's definitely that kind of a fantasy read. I would love for you to join.
Yeah.
That would be great. Hopefully it comes in before Sunday. That would be crazy. I feel like Vish could do it though.
I feel like Vish reads kind of fast.
Yeah. When she likes something, I think she does.
Hopefully like it.
Yeah, I was like, that'll be the thing. It's like,
that's
will she like it? Yeah. I feel like she will, but whatever. Because I'm like liking it so far, but I'm only 30 pages in, so.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Channeling Adele.
Honestly, such a good cereal. Anyway. Because I was saying hello. Probably. Maybe that's why I do that. Subconscious. I wouldn't know. Dealing with somebody's basement. So I might be done reading.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
Oh man. I mean,
it's like, okay.
You probably shouldn't be reading while your basement flood's worse. Like, don't worry about us.
What? Maybe it's like a broken pipe or something. I don't know. Yeah, who knows? Well, hopefully that works out. I'm sorry that that's happening to you because that would be so stressful. I'd be like, what's going on?
Also, you can always listen to an audiobook also, in case you were cleaning. Because, like, it sounds like a cleaning situation.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
The audiobook just makes it go by faster, makes it feel a little bit more fun. So.
It really does. Like, that's honestly when I read audiobooks is like when I'm always cooking, like meal prepping, cleaning, driving somewhere. Like, it's always in between parts of my life, you know?
It's necessary. It's what we do.
And that's how you knock out books, okay? From a trained professional here, an audiobook professional.
Literally morning to night, as soon as I wake up, the audiobook is on.
Yeah, you start it. Wake up, audiobook. My whole will be available on the 30th, so probably not. LOL.
The person in front of you is like, done, baby.
I know. Also, I was thinking about this. I was like, should our live shows be outside, like past the end of the month?
In the future? I would be okay with that, yeah.
I'm like okay with it, but also I'm like, I also have a thing about having it in the month because then I'm like, all right.
Like this also, is this book?
Whatever, you know? Yeah, because I don't want people to forget about it.
Yeah, I think it's probably just because we did our sprints and like joined the conversation like 2 days before the show. So people are probably like, oh yeah, this book. But we are planning to do like sprints much more ahead of time and everything.
Yeah.
For the future. So it was just this past month, a lot of conflict scheduling stuff.
It was a busy month. Honestly, I say that about every month though.
Every month there's always something.
Just we're busy, like as Vish said, we're busy bitches.
That's true.
I need to try again. Yes. Are you talking about We Hunt the Flame?
I believe so.
Yeah, she is talking about We Hunt the Flame, but she's also saying she won't get it before the live show, so that's why she's saying that. But I think Adrian's okay with that.
Oh, also Crown of Feathers.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yes. I'm down to read this. with you whenever it comes in, Bish. I'm gonna have it for like a couple weeks because it's a library hold. So there you go. You know, I think I did too, actually, now that we're on that topic, but it just makes sense, right? Horse radish. Anyway, I was like, oh yeah, we eat cows. Why not horses? All right, things I think about.
What? It still looked like a little radish.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I was a funny kid. But anyway.
I was a little kid, but I read a series of unfortunate events, and I'll just say horseradish is a major component of something near the end of the series.
I forgot all about that.
So
Reading those books as a kid too, like, were you not just kind of like, this is depressing AF? like you didn't get it, you know, because you're a kid and you want it to be like middle grade, and you're just like, wait a minute.
I mean, I think like I didn't really read. Literally it was either like happy rainbow unicorn stuff or this. So it was like
happy rainbow unicorn.
It was like mermaid books and princess books all the time. And this was the only thing that was like, I'm hooked on phonics and this. Like, this is it, you know?
Yeah, like, I don't understand why I liked Series of Unfortunate Events so much at that age, because
it's
at
so
that age, it's exactly what you're saying. Like,
but yeah, like, I don't know. I think, like, it's really good writing. And what I loved about it was that it does a lot of things with, like, encouraging kids to, like, read more and to, like, investigate stuff and, like, you know, follow your passions kind of, like, as far as what the kids can do. But it was also a series where, like, it finally talked about the fact that, like, adults don't listen to kids when they should. And so sometimes you have to take things into your own hands and make things happen. Like, you can't always rely on authority to do stuff for you. And as a kid, that's just sort of a thing where you kind of feel like slight validation, even if it's like the teeniest thing where you're like, I said this thing and no one listened to me. It's like, okay, but watch this. These children are in trouble and they got to find a way out of it. And I guess that's just like a really compelling thing for me of like, how do you use your own wits and whatever you have available to escape like the worst situation of all time? And then it just keeps
the way they would escape too.
Yeah, yeah. Every time it's just like, it's a little outlandish. It's very outlandish, to be honest, but like it's just the right amount of like outlandishness that as a kid you're like, this could totally happen for sure.
Yeah.
But as an adult, when you read it, you're
together
like,
and make a rope.
And then just like like up a tower or something, like whatever it is. But like it, as an adult reading it, first of all, the writing is impeccable. Even as an adult, it is fantastic. But also I think like the outlandishness stuff, it is like, it varies, but usually it's like the kind of whimsical thing that you're like, I can go along with that, with this, even though I know it's ridiculous. Or like it's trying to do something, like it's trying to prove a literary point. So I'll accept it. And like I was totally, like, everybody knows that I love this series, but I was like blown away when I read the next to last book in the series, because like it was a perfect example of moral grayness. And people talk about that all the time, but like it was so perfect. And there were just all of these like literary beats, and everything was just like, it was literally perfection. It was so freaking good. And if you're a fan of the series, and it's also like where you see like a lot of characters come back, and it's like, oh my god, we get to see everything good and everything really bad. And then it's a question of like, yeah, you're putting these kids on the stand of like, are you a good person? And then like the full discussion of what that really means, and like really examining that as an adult is kind of like, it's not as simple as like, well, I'm a good person because I want to be good. Like, your actions have consequences. And it's such a like crazy thing to talk about in a kid's series. But it was weird because I was buddy reading this with Aline from Pygmy Puff Reads, and literally every book we read that month, there was like some theme in the book that applied to real life events that particular month. And we were like, this is a lot like this thing that's happening in the world.
Yeah, like what's actually happening.
And we knew that it wasn't really like, you know, because this was the time that we read it. It just happened to be that like all of the world's eyes were on a particular thing that happens all the time.
Right.
But it was an easy thing to point to and be like, oh, mob mentality, it's just like this thing or whatever it was, you know? It's so good.
You should do a suggestions video or something, like a recommendation video, and be like 10 reasons why you should read A Series of Unfortunate Events as an adult.
As an adult. You're right. You're so right. I'm writing this down.
And you should just make the recommendation video, because like I feel like almost everybody I know that's like around our ages, like all of them have at least read one of those books, right?
Probably.
And it was so satisfying at the end, like getting to the end of that series. But like I know a ton of people who never finished it because they just like burn out, you know, like you kind of see the same thing sort of, and like until a certain point you're like, okay, well, when is this gonna like end, you know, like when is it gonna wrap?
So, yeah, that's the thing, is like a lot of people thought it was going to be the same exact thing as like the first like 3 books over and over again, because they were just like, oh, new guardian, and then they're going to get killed by the bad guy, and then they're going to get out of it, and then next book. And it's like, that's literally like basically like 2.5 books, but in the second and third you're already seeing hints for the bigger picture,
right? Like different things,
but you won't know what the big picture is because it's teased in every book until it's like a full-blown whatever. But it's so hard to talk about without spoiling it, because it's something that like I just think is so much better enjoyed when you don't know.
Yes, I agree.
So it's so hard, but
that would be a fun one to annotate as well.
It's so good. It's just every page.
Yeah, they really are. They truly are. I think like I would appreciate them more reading as an adult than, but I mean, I really liked them when I was younger, so I probably would.
I sobbed reading the next to last book when something happened. I was so freaking sad. I read it as an adult and I was like, huh, not as sad as I remember.
Right. Well, like when you're younger, you're really invested, you know?
Oh yeah, and you don't
know. There's a sense of, yeah, and you don't know what's going to happen, and as an adult, you're also jaded a little bit, like not in a sense of like, oh, like, you know, whatever, this always happens, but more of just like, I don't want to say I expect stuff to happen in books, but I'm like, there's no story unless something happens, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that, and also I'm pretty sure I had 15 years of like thinking about that particular thing happening. Because I read it when it was coming out, and the last book came out in 2006. So I think
it's been forever.
I think the book I'm talking about came out in 2005. So I basically had like 15 years to be like, I think about this probably way too much, but okay. And then reading it again, I was like, okay.
You should definitely do a recommendation video. That would be so fun to watch.
I've got it.
I'd watch it and then I'd annotate it and say I was influenced by Rachel from Let Me in the Library.
Oh my God, influencer status. This is
go tell her to read Diary.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm constantly waiting for Rachel to film a TED Talk about A Series of Unfortunate Events.
I should do one that's like a freaking green screen background. Like, what is A Series of Unfortunate Events?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
like on a stage. Like I will do like the full TED Talk on a stage with like PowerPoint presentation.
You 100% should.
Yeah, that was like the name of my first video. Was like Book 2 Newbie Tag, aka TED Talk about A Series of Unfortunate Events, because it was literally all I talked about.
Oh my God! But that was like your first video.
It was.
That means so much. Okay.
What can I say? I'm genuine that way.
I would say you're consistent.
Not consistent at uploading, but consistent in thought. Yes.
in your like thought process and things like
that.
So
in my brain cage, we got some consistency up there. Just a little bit.
Messing with all my things. Anyway, okay, so it's late.
It's a bit late. It's almost 1.
Yeah, should we wrap the live show?
I suppose so.
I'm about to stay up and read the rest of We Hunt the Flame tonight. Not the rest of it, but I'll get halfway, I think.
Yeah, I gotta munch on this sushi and probably head to bed, but I'm excited to keep reading it.
I know, I can't wait. Okay, so, guys, we have our live show on Sunday. It's going to be 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST. I know it's a little late, but it won't be a super, super long live show like this because we're just going to do our discussion of We Hunt the Flame. And, even if you guys DNF'd it and you want to tell us why, I would love for you to be there. I know we all would love for you guys to be there because as we have talked about, We Hunt the Flame is going to be our first pick for Fantaseries where, we talk about these books that some people love and some people hate.
Right.
So hopefully we see you guys there. It's going to be on the Roomies channel. So if you guys have any issues with that, just check the Discord. I'm going to link everything again in the Discord. And yeah, I'm rambling. So at this point,
well, we're gonna have the two of us plus our other two main hosts.
Jess and Nicole will be there.
So they will be there. And then we're also actually gonna have two guest hosts, I believe, with us. So it's exciting.
Yes.
And yeah, like Christine said, it's gonna be on the Ruby's channel. So very exciting.
Really a lot of fun.
Who didn't like it, please come. That way, in case we all love it, we still have some salt to talk with.
Yeah, because I am hoping that Jess really hated it.
You want her to hate it?
I hate to say that, but I love it when Jess doesn't like things that I like because then it changes how I think about the thing. You know what I mean?
Jess is very good with her. I don't know. It's she can pinpoint what's wrong with a book and be like, "This part was stupid."
Yeah.
You're right. Oh my god.
Yes, I'm like, God, you're so smart.
Yeah.
Anyway, so but also hoping that she likes it too, not just trying to put bad energy on her. But anyway, yeah. Okay, guys. So we'll link everything in the Discord link down below, as well as all of the hosts' information. And I think maybe some other important links. I'm not really sure what else is down there, but I'll find out in a little bit. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna stop this live show now, and we'll see you guys hopefully on Sunday.
Yep.